Magi is actually really good. This story has action, it's funny, and other adjectives, so let's get to it. Magi followed Alibaba, a prince who was banished but really just left his home. I'll get to that later in the video. And Aladdin, a Magi who has a flying carpet and a blue sidekick. Loki and Disney should sue. They go into a dungeon to get some money on so that Alibaba can pay off his debt and stop being an errand boy. In the dungeon, they go through hoops and fight monsters. Also, the prince and his 2 unpaid interns came in and tried to get the money and power in the dungeon. They fought, almost met Jesus, and Alibaba and Aladdin won and were able to get out of the dungeon. So they left the dungeon with bands, superpowers, and one of the unpaid interns as a friend. So I guess it's a pretty good mission. After this, the 3 of them split up. Alibaba went back home. The intern named Marge tried looking for her homeland because she was an intern ever since she was a child and she wanted to know where she came from, so she went back there. And Aladdin went on a side quest where he met some people and an old lady and became friends with them. Their tribe was going through a war. To end a long story short, the old lady died and her village was taken over. So, win for the other guys, I guess. Then moving on to Alibaba. Like I said before, Alibaba was a prince, and the reason he left was because, for all intents and purposes, he's the reason his sick dad died early in a fire. So yeah, he felt bad, left, came back, and now his brother, the new king, is getting ready to sell all the brokies in that kingdom into unpaid internships. So Alibaba joined the gang. Then he tried to talk to his brother. That didn't work. So after Marge and Aladdin pulled up to see Alibaba, but he didn't want to see them because he didn't want to get them involved with matters involving his country. But they were able to do something through the power of friendship, blah, 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 and were able to get Alibaba to let them help. Then they went back to the castle, found a resolution, but the leader of the gang, a dread-headed YN, obviously, pulled up to the castle with shadow swords because he wanted to change his fate, and also he was being used as a pawn for another plan that was a part of the story. So yeah, that's a quick little rundown of the first couple episodes or first season of Magi. If you liked it, I suggest you go watch it. But let me tell you about the characters I really liked in the show. One character I liked, Alibaba. He had a good story arc with him trying to help his friend, trying to help his whole country. And when he went to go train to get his powers under control in the gladiator place, was fire. Also, his powers are really cool. He has fire powers, so he kind of just makes fire. Also, my boy got a little smidget of Riz, you know what I'm saying? One princess on a gladiator girl, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. Next up, we have Aladdin. Not gonna lie, he's my GOAT. He has strong magic, and he's a titty man. So, automatically, top 10 anime characters of all time. Next is Sinbad, Mr. Aura, the real Wizard of Oz. Sinbad is just a cool guy, and his Jinn form is the best in the series. And I'm watching his backstory right now. He's just been getting money and flexing on people for no reason. Next is Judar, bad Magi. He just doesn't care and likes trolling people. Next we have Marge, female, actually useful, and is the strongest hand-to-hand on their little squad. And honorable mention, the baddies. In this show, they understood the assignment, and that's all I'm gonna say. Next is the power systems. They have 2 in the show, and I really like them. One is magic. This is the usual type of magic. Fire blast, pulling rabbits out of hats, invisibility for fighting purposes, and other things in that general vicinity. And then the second power system is the DIJNNS. The DIJNNS are magic beings that give you superpowers, and the way you can get the powers they grant is by catching them like Pokemon in dungeons. Well, all in all, I really suggest you go watch Magi. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm saying have a good day, I guess.